And we are back. Waffleboard breaks. How's everybody doing this evening? Oh, it's fun, fun, fun. We're down to 36 boxes and 35 boxes tonight. 1 in 36, 1 in 35 box odds. Still at 14 of the 16 from this past reload. Of course, we have 6 and 10 now from or no, 6 from January, 10 and 3 back from December, early December and late December. So that means we have 33 boxes of the 36 are from December to now. It's pretty crazy. Obviously, we're getting into March. March 1st, here we are. We have another reload. We're not looking for next one will be 3 weeks from now. Pretty close to having everything I need. Most stuff is on the way to me, but I've been grabbing some good stuff for you guys. Really, really happy to see what's on the way. Like I said, I have a submission out to JSA. Should be back within a week or two at the most. And the other stuff I have coming from elsewhere. A couple coming from Canada that may not get to me in time for the reload, but always looking to grab stuff here and there. So it's a fun batch already for the next reload. But here we are, still 14 of the 16 boxes from that went in last week. This is the second double box since the reload. Some great stuff still to be hit by you guys. Pretty good crowd tonight. Obviously, Sundays are always pretty action packed, and the roster is pretty full. We got, I think, 15 different people for 36 boxes tonight. We have Big Al, of course, hit last. He's back with us tonight with a couple. Ron, of course, here from Sunday, and both of our Sunday regulars, Shirley, Mike A, and Ryan S, are here tonight. James M, Ryan S, Jake G, and no Brett G tonight. It's just Jake G in tonight with some spots. CK, of course, who's hit recently. Larry V has got some spots. What's up, Sabres? Yeah, they smoked my Lightning the other night. Who else we got in tonight? Dale C, of course. Nick F with the closer mojo. Mike H got a spot tonight. Thomas M's got a bunch. Good luck to you guys. And John Reichs. John R with grab the spot. One of the unsold. So John R is in with us again tonight. So good luck to all you guys. 2 boxes we'll be doing, of course, like we do on Sundays. Can't wait to see what comes out. Yeah, my Lightning got smoked. Lightning, like I said, that Lightning were hot going into the Olympic break. Coming out of the break, they played well against the Leafs, but that's not really a barometer for how good your team is. Then they got beat by a goal against Carolina, outplayed them most of the game. They're up early. Tampa came back, and then Buffalo just unloaded on the backup goalie, but it wasn't just his fault. And then actually they unloaded on the starter. Carolina played the backup goalie. They unloaded on Vasilevsky, who got yanked after 5 goals, I think, and they finally decided to give him the early exit. And then, of course, they didn't come back, at all in the Sabre game. I think, obviously, I don't know. Like I said, obviously that was the emotional game. Obviously, Coop lost his father and missed the first 2 games after the break. And he was behind the bench last night for the Sabres, but Sabres showed them no mercy and smoked them. Yeah, Sabres have been hot. Like I said, tonight's kind of a microcosm of the topsy-turvy year of the NHL. Just 1 game left tonight. That's the Flames up on the Ducks, 1-0 in the second. But the early games are pretty crazy when you hear the names, not necessarily the records. Obviously, the Panthers have won back-to-back cups, but the Islanders are a better team, and they just beat them with a late goal in the last couple of minutes by Anders Lee. Penguins, of course, have a better record than Vegas, but Vegas the whole night, they shut them out. 5-0. They shut out the whole night tonight. So you hear the Islanders, you hear the Penguins, you hear the Flames. Sharks won 2-1 over the Jets, who was one of our President's Trophy winners recent years. They beat them 2-1 in overtime. So you hear the Sharks win a game. Blackhawks have been the dredge of the league for many years now. 4-0 over the Mammoth. I believe that was in Utah. I think the Big Al might have been at the game tonight. So 4-0 shutout for the Hawks. And then the last game was the Blues, who are one of the worst teams record-wise in the league, and they beat the Wild 3-1. So you hear the names. The records may not, talk the story when you talk about the Penguins are a better record than Vegas, and of course the Islanders are a better record than Panthers. But you hear on night the Blues, the Hawks, the Sharks, the Penguins, the Islanders, and the Flames potentially winning. That's not the NHL. That's not what we've dealt with over the last half decade. Those 6 teams have been in the bottom 10 every single year, pretty much regularly. So it's like I said, it's good to see the league kind of turn upside down, and the lower teams have drafted pretty well across the board, and they built some pretty decent teams. Obviously, the Blues, have won Cup recently. Hawks, of course, had their mini dynasty. Sharks really haven't had it yet, but taking out the Jets was a big win for them tonight. And Penguins look legit. Even out Crosby, he's going to be out for quite some time. They've looked good since the break. Big win against the Golden Knights, shutting them out. Obviously, Vegas is one of the best teams in the West. And the Islanders over the Panthers, 2-time defending champions. So we'll see if the Flames can complete it. Obviously, the Ducks have a better record. Ducks are looking like they're a playoff team anyway this year. But we'll see if Flames can hold on for that win. Justin Wolf, I watched Justin Wolf the other night. He's pretty darn good. So anybody that doesn't know who Justin Wolf is, obviously the Flames are not quite ready for prime time yet across the board, but he is definitely a legit, and he's their franchise going forward. They signed him long term. So like I said, it's just weird seeing the names in the winners column tonight. So that's the full schedule. They're, like I said, a lot of teams are now stuck in this back-to-back. We're going to have 3 games in 6-7 days pretty much for every team going forward over the last, I guess, what are you looking at? 3, 4, 6 weeks of the season. And most teams have about a little less than 30 games. Most teams are in the lower to mid 50s now. So we'll see. I mean, 19 games, I think, is the fewest. Some teams are a bit close to that being 19. I think after tonight, that was, I believe, that would have been the Islanders' 61st game. So they have 21 games left. So that's pretty much across the board, no more than 21 to 24 games. So it's going to be a pretty action-packed schedule down the stretch. We must see some crazy scores. Obviously, some teams playing, but it's not like teams are out of it. So you can't empty your roster and bring up your kids for a look, because these teams are all in position for playoffs. Even the Rangers, the only team under 500 in the East. They got a big win in overtime. They're trying to scratch their way out of the basement. Obviously, out west, there's a little bit more of a break. The top tier teams and the bottom tier teams, but there's still teams within striking distance of playoffs. And we know in hockey, you get in and it's a whole new ball game. 16 wins to get a cup, and those are the hardest 16 wins of any player's career during the cup run. But we'll see how it is. Like I said, I love this time of year. Obviously, we got the trade deadline coming up very soon. And then, of course, we have the stretch run towards the playoffs. And it looks like, I'm not sure, there's a couple teams that might be selling a little bit, but almost every team is kind of in a hold and wait zone. There's nobody really with the full sell-off at this point in time. So it's going to be fun. Like I said, it's always good when all the hockey kind of matters. You're not like the NBA where teams are all bottoming out and you take out all your players in the third quarter, so they sit for the fourth, and you're looking to have more ping pong balls. And I mean, I don't know what they can do to fix the NBA, especially when you have a top loaded, draft potential coming this year. They're talking about there's 3, 4 players, 5 players that are all, franchise, caliber players, and everybody's kind of in tank mode. I mean, it happens in hockey too. Obviously, teams have tried to lose, for Connor Bedard and Celebrini. Obviously, even with the Islanders last year, who jumped up high to get Matthew Schaefer, who scored his 20th goal tonight, 19th and 20th. He's now 3 behind Brian Leetch for the all-time rookie goals for a defenseman, especially his 18. It's absolutely absurd. So we'll see. I think he has 19 games left to see if he can get 3 more goals to match Leetch. It's going to be fun. Obviously, the Islanders are a playoff caliber team. Big win tonight against a team that they're fighting with for playoff, and Panthers didn't look terrible, but they didn't look good. Obviously, they got a tying goal in the last couple of minutes by Sam Reinhart, and then, of course, Anders Lee blew past Ekblad for the game winner to seal it for the Islanders. So it was good. Like I said, hockey was fun today. Some really good games. Didn't get to watch all of them, but the highlights were great. Obviously, seeing the teams coming out of the break, that's going to be the difference. The teams coming out of the Olympic break, with healthy and rested, and it's going to make the difference. Obviously, Tampa had some guys rested like Vasilevsky and Kucherov, but of course, guys playing. Even Obviously, had some players resting like Braden Point. He looked, shot out the can in the last couple of days, but they had players playing. Obviously, Jake Gensel, won the gold medal. Braden Hagel lost the gold medal, or won the silver medal. Hedman, of course, played until the bronze medal game for Finland. So they had a lot of players playing over in the Olympics, and hopefully it doesn't take any wear and tear on them going forward. But like I said, tonight, I'm excited to see who comes out. 2 boxes, 136, 135 box odds. You guys filled us up. We had a couple unsolds, like I always expect. We're still in the mid to high 30s. Like I said, after, tonight, I will have me down to 34 boxes. I'll get the spot price preview up as quick as I can. I'll be working on that. Of course, I have to enter the spots to start on eBay Tuesday to end next Sunday. So, but think about it. We've been on 34 after tonight. 34, 1 and 34, 1 and 33. Tuesday and Thursday are pretty good odds. You're not going to find much better for a fully stated checklist. So I try to keep prices as good as I can across the board for you guys. I do. And then, of course, 1 and 34, 1 and 33 will be 34 and 33 Tuesday and Thursday, and then of course down to 31 and 30 through 32 and 31 next Sunday. So after next Sunday, we'll be down to 30 boxes, and that's going to be a stretch run craziness until we get to the next reload. But till then, we have some great stuff to hit. You guys have your targets. I appreciate grabbing some of the minimum bid stuff and even the unsolds. You guys do me a solid for that. I picked up a couple things I'm giving away probably as we get closer to the reload. Always looking for good stuff to get to you guys. You guys are such a great community that I love grabbing stuff that it's beneficial to me, and it's definitely rewarding for you guys. So we'll see as we get there. But like I said, I have more than half of the jerseys already in house for the reload. Got a bunch of them on the way. I'm still got my eyes out for some good stuff for you guys. So, but other than that, let's get going. I'm going to wait too long. Let me see. We got decent people in the crowd. I said Thomas is in here. Anybody else stop by to watch live? Of course, I know a lot of people are doing things on Sunday night, and then you watch it when it's posted. So let's see how we go. Okay. Let me get my randoms up. Where's my list? Good luck, everybody. Here's my dice roller. There it is, my dice roller. And here's my list. Okay, very good. As always, we do 5 or more on our boxes. We're going to do 5 or more randoms on our boxes. We're going to do random for the first box, back that box out, do 5 or more, different dice roll for the second box. Could be the same, could be different, but we'll see. We always give it a chance to roll a different number for both boxes. So boxes are here in order, of course. The oldest box is that box 70. Then 3 and 11, the only 2 boxes from November. Then, of course, early December, 3 boxes. Late December, 10 boxes. 6 boxes from January. And the 14 of the 16 left all the way through box 80 are the February reload. So good luck. I should have enough boxes. I won't have to worry about ordering them right away, but we'll definitely be loading up, at least a dozen to 16 probably for the next reload. So good luck, everybody, on our first box. 5 or more on our dice roll. Let's see what we got. And then this 3 is no good. 5 or more on our dice roll. First box is 12. 12 times for the first box. Good luck, everybody. Let's see what we got. 1, 36 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the box we're going to up first tonight is going to be box number 68. 68 is in the reload 12 times. Box 68. 12 times. Box 68. There we go. Like I said, 14 new boxes of the 36. So a little bit less than 50-50 shot to hit one of those. Let's back that out. Box 68. Yager's number. That might be another foreshadowing as well for future reloads. So there we go. 68 is gone. We will do 5 or more for our second box. See what we got. It is 7 times the most common dice roll. 7 times for the second box. Good luck, everybody. See what we got tonight. 35 items. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the second box is going to be box number 66. 2 boxes from the reload. 7 times 35 boxes. 7 times 35 boxes. 66 and 68. We did 12 randoms and 7 randoms. 60. Was it 65? Is that what you said? 65. Do. Okay, dokies. 66. 66 or 65. We got 68 or 60, 66 or 65, Thomas. So I'll have to watch it. You guys see that for me? 68 was the first one. What was the second one? You hear Thomas, you in the room? You paying attention? Who's in the room with us? Oh, 66. 66. 66 and 68. Okay, very, very good. Let me see what we got. Yeah, 66 and 6. That's what it said. 68 and 66. 68 was the first one. 66 was our second box. 68. 66. Here we go. Well, these be 12 boxes on the shelves. Just move them over. 2 from the reload. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Yager and Mario, exactly. Yager and Mario numbers. I don't have a Yager. I don't have a Mario, but I may have a Yager. So you can think about that. This is foreshadowing. 66 is no other 66s. So obviously that was Mario all the way. But here we go. Let me see. Let me get my list up here. There's some great jerseys in this one. Okay, very good. Let's see what we got. Box 68, box 66, 68, 68. Start you off with Jags. Here we go, 66. What you got for us, 66? 66. Good luck, everybody. See what we got. Box 66 is. Okay. Now, I believe current Avalanche player. There we go. Victor Olofsson, Adidas Pro, Buffalo Sabres, obviously Beckett, COA. Victor Olofsson. He was actually, a spot was one that was not an unclaimed spot. Very nice Buffalo Sabres Adidas Pro jersey. There it is with the 68 on the front. Obviously, fight strapped up. There it is. Very nice. Love the gorgeous Adidas Sabre crest. Beautiful. 68. In the 68 box? Seriously? Absolutely absurd. Obviously, I don't plan it out because everything is numbered long after they've been shuffled up and sealed. But 68. So it was the Yager box. And it ends up being 68. Olofsson coming out of the 68 box. Absolutely crazy. Can't plan that. Can't plan that if I tried. 68 is Victor Olofsson coming out of the 68 box. Mr. 68 himself. There we go. 68. We don't have a 66. Of course, nobody wears 66. Nobody's worn that since Yager, of course, but you obviously tagged up. 68. This is 68 or 66 here now. See what we got. Good luck, everybody. Looking forward to seeing what we got here tonight. Close that up. Victor Olsen. Let me see who is Victor Olsen tonight. Victor Olsen going to Mike H. Mike H swooping in, grabbing the Victor Olsen. Congratulations to Mike H on the Victor Olsen. There we go. Keep that displayed. Box 66. What do we got? Box 66 is, this is one of my favorites. This is one I submitted myself. Absolutely beautiful. Obviously, one of the original Blue Jackets. Tyler Wrights on the Coho. Coho, Columbus Blue Jackets. Tyler Wright, former top 10 pick for the Edmonton Oilers. I submitted myself to JSA. Saw this, had to grab it. Didn't get as much love. I know a lot of the older hockey players, the fans obviously remember Tyler Wright. Tyler Wright had a pretty crazy career. Obviously, he had 1 year he didn't score at all. Obviously, he was also somebody that had some great years with Columbus. Columbus Blue Jacket patches, absolutely gorgeous on the Coho. Gorgeous sleeve patches. Original Blue Jacket, Tyler Wright on the Coho. Just a rip. There's no fight strap or anything on that. On the front, Columbus Blue Jacket with the stars on the sleeves. Just an absolutely gorgeous jersey. The Coho, obviously, made in Canada, tagged on the Coho jersey. Very good. Tough to see that. MIC Coho, Tyler Wright, 28 in your scorebooks. Very, very nice. Such a great jersey. Obviously, this is, like I said, jerseys like this, I don't see them very often. I always grab them when I get a chance to. Such an absolute beautiful jersey, especially for some of our older hockey fans. I remember, of course, the Coho era. Obviously, remember the original jackets. So there we go. Victor Olsen, Tyler Wright, two beautiful jerseys, 68 and 28, coming out of the reload. So congratulations. Let me see who got Tyler Wright tonight. Tyler Wright's going to Ron, one of our Sunday heavies, coming in hot and hitting the Tyler Wright. Just an absolute beautiful. Like I said, this is one of my favorites going in because, like I said, those are labors of love. Being able to locate old school Cohos, CCM stuff, Nikes possibly, and then submitting it, of course, for the JSA COA. I know Tyler Wright's signature. I have it on card, so I knew that was his sig. There's no questions there. Had to ship it off to JSA, and then, of course, get it boxed up for you guys to chase. So there we go. Congratulations, Ron. Absolutely beautiful Coho, Columbus Blue Jackets, one of the original jackets. Fan beloved in the Coho or the Columbus area. Anybody that's here, we have a couple Jacket fans. Brad's not a regular with us, but he's a big Jacket fan. But Jacket fan faithful. Love some Tyler Wright. Had some good years there. And then, of course, Victor Olsen. I believe he's now with the Avalanche. And, hitting the Victor, obviously on the Buffalo Sabres. Very, very nice. Congratulations, both Mike H. and Ron tonight. So sorry, of course, for everybody that did not hit. Your odds have now gotten better. 34 boxes on Tuesday. I will get the spot price preview up, which won't change much. Obviously, we had a couple of big boxes on Sunday, but they won't change tons from last week's numbers. Still going to have some cheap stuff for you guys to grab across the board, even with 1 in 34 odds. So it's going to be fun this week. Like I said, I'll get the stuff up on the eBay to start Tuesday so you guys can stake your claims, get your bids in again. Hopefully we have some good weather. I think it's supposed to get some snow sometime this week. It's supposed to go up to 50s. I don't know. It's going to be weird week weather-wise. 70s. It's going to be weird weather-wise here in the East Coast. You get hit with the snowstorms or the heat waves, but snow's kind of melting, even except for the big, huge piles. But streets have been all clear. So wherever you are, enjoy hockey. It's pretty good, action-packed week. Games, tons of games every day because of a lot of back-to-backs and stuff coming up. It's going to be fun. So thank you much, everybody. WAFFLEBOARD Breaks loves and appreciates continued support from all you guys. I'll get this stuff packed up, ready to ship out at the end of the week. We'll see what comes out Tuesday and Thursday. So thank you much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your viewing nights. One game on the clock. We got the the Calgary Flames. So enjoy the game. I'll see you guys back here on Tuesday night. Waffle Board Breaks is out.